Mamzelle, with this break, the guys worked really well together most of the day.
They did. It was an impressive break of men, and as we said, 18 men, an unusually large group. A couple of teams had two represented, Garmin, BMC, to just name two strong teams. And what we saw was them working very well together for the first 100 or so kilometres, and it wasn't until 30k to go, which is the final KOM points, where Jens Voigt got a point. After that, we saw Albacini initiate the first attack there with 25 kilometres to go. Jens Voigt, of course, the first man on to bridge across to him and close things down.
Yeah, well, I think why they're going there is a lot of times it can happen when you're in a big group, the first one to go, you know, can draw 2 or 3 with you and you can be gone 25k to go. It's a really good kilometre to try.
Absolutely, and when things brought together by Voigt, you can see David Miller, the Scottish Commonwealth Games time trial champion, goes again at a really great moment too, because the road splits in half here with the traffic calming, and he gets a little bit of a gap and an opportunity, looking fantastic there in an aero position. But again, everything gets brought back together.
Sneaky Scott, give him credit. He has tried to animate the stage every chance he's had a go.
It's really aggressive and fantastic for the team, for sure. So with the final climb of the day, not a very challenging one, we see the French rider, Simon from the team Sojourn break away. Sojourn have yet to win a stage of the Tour de France, and in fact the French are yet to win a stage of this year's Tour de France. So he really, was probably very emotionally fuelled. The poor guy, he was away for 14 kilometres and wasn't caught again until Albacini. In fact, Marcus Berghardt of BMC had done most of the work to bridge, and then Albacini took opportunity. You can see them have a little bit of a nod here, like,
That's the moment where I would love to have seen Albacini keep going. He sort of got next to Simon and then stopped. You know, he just gapped Berghardt and the other guys are still at 50 metres. I would love to have seen him keep going.
And you'd said earlier that idea of, if you're going to bridge across to a guy whose speed is not useful to you, you're probably better off actually just going right past him.
Past him, yeah.
So there was that hesitation, probably some fatigue, but what we see now in this final few hundred metres is Albacini has let it out very, very early, but coming around, who had come from 10th place is Trentin, Matteo Trentin from Amiga Pharma. By the time they get to the finishing line, you can see the difference in the body position and the strength here of him versus Albacini, who is getting absolutely knackered. He's already celebrating before his bikes crossed the line. He came with a lot better speed.
Oh, it was so hard to watch for Albacini though, because he was the first one that went at 25 to go. He was so aggressive in the last K, and then to get pipped on the line. Oh.
And isn't that just the most gut-busting sort of 15Ks of racing? Making a surge, making a catch, trying to recover in the full red zone.
Yeah, exactly.
It sort of depends on the kind of rider you are. For Miller, he probably would have been happy to go with those 24k, but for some of the others, they can bridge across those final efforts with the hope of a stage win, of course.
Fantastic work. And isn't it great to see the young kids just mixing it and they're kind of fearless, these Gen Zs or whatever they are.
They should wait, earn their stripes and not win for years.
Suffer some more.
All right, so what would the vibe be like for the Amiga Pharma team compared to Movistar, who really sort of bombed out after yesterday?
Well, they'd be on a high now, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Look, there would be such great morale there, and I think that idea that anything's possible, that would be a wonderful feeling for everyone in the team. And as you said earlier, Nick, Kwiatkowski, who's in the Young Riders jersey, he should climb very well today, so they'd be looking for him. Yeah,
because there was pressure on them early on. Remember, they lost the team's time trial by 0.7 of a second, and Lefevre was gutted. He was devastated.
I think that's fueled them down the roads for many stages since. Thanks, Doc.